Steve Bucknor versus Sachin Tendulkar is probably one of cricket's more underrated rivalries, at least according to Indian cricket fans, who will never actually stop to remind or stop reminding the umpire from the Caribbean that he did end up having more than a few questionable calls against the legendary Indian batter. Perhaps the most notable of those came in the Gabba at 2004 when he gave Tendulkar out LBW despite the fact that it seemed very clear that the ball was hitting Tendulkar quite high on the bat. And it is one of those decisions that still leaves a lot of people very aggrieved. And it's something that even Bucknor admits is one of his most debated calls when it comes to umpiring, or specifically his umpiring career. This is what he had to say on it. He said, giving Sachin Tendulkar out LBW, and it's a matter of knowing that it was a mistake, but until this day, every day, people talk about it. Now, obviously, you can see why it is that people talk about it. If you go and check out a replay, it's striking him so high that afterwards, even the person on commentary said that that was a horrendous decision. Of course, this was in the days where DRS wasn't a thing, and so the word of the umpire was final and binding. Perhaps that's why it's debated as much, although according to Bucknor, it's not something that really bothers him. This is what he had to say. He says, why did I give him out? Was he out? And so on. These are the things that people debate. But then in life, mistakes happen. I have accepted that it was a mistake and life goes on. And that's a fair way of looking at it. Look, let's be fair. We might have sometimes had a little bit extra, let's say, stick to give someone like Bucknor, who tended to make some very questionable decisions despite also getting a large number of his decisions right. That's something that we don't focus on. But as he says, look, mistakes happen. I've moved past it. However, clearly there's a lot of people who haven't. And that, by the way, includes Sachin as well. You'd remember he once posted a jibe at Bucknor on his social media accounts when standing in front of a tree and said that, according to whom the stumps were this big. And obviously a lot of people in the comments replied that yes, he's taking a jibe at Bucknor. And you can understand Sachin feeling this way as well. But it's also worth noting that yes, sometimes mistakes happen. And this was the pre-DRS era. In today's day and age, Sachin, if he was still playing, would simply review that, have it seen to, and the decision would have been rightfully overturned. Because in those days, as I said, the umpire's word was final and binding. But what are your thoughts on Bucknor's view on this mistake? Let us know that in the comments below, and don't forget, as always, to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.